Hello, this is Teacher Nell again, and good day to everyone. And today we are going to talk about a country that is very interesting and full of learnings that we may get, and learnings and lessons of life that we can apply to in our recent life. Okay, so let's travel in. So we have four flags. Which country are those flags for? Okay. So anyway, I'm teacher Nel Fuentes, Arnel T. Fuentes, an English teacher from Tugatog National High School. Okay, before we go through, we have to be aware of what target skills are we going to hit today. So first is draw a conclusions from a set of details. Then appreciate literature as a mirror to a shared heritage of people with different backgrounds. And let's get started. Okay, so it's Monday, and whatever day is it that you are tackling this topic now, it's Monday Madness or Thoughtful Tuesday, Wonderful Wednesday, and Tactful Thursday, and a fantastic Friday. So, a good day to everyone. And let's think outside the box. So I know it's a very great day to everyone, so let's think outside the box. So I want you to create a story about these things. So we have here in the picture, obviously we have a soldier and a piece of sleeper. Your teacher can pause the video to give you a time to process or to create a brief story, even in a sentence. What's all about this story? If you are going to use these pictures, what's the story behind? Okay. All right. Then on these pictures, again, you are to create story using this picture, which is a monk that is praying and group of soldiers fighting. Okay, again, your teacher can pause the video to process everything. And there you go. Anyway, which country are we in now? So before we go through again, so combining these four pictures, what can you conclude out of these pictures? What conclusion can you create out of these pictures? All right. I bet that your teacher gave you enough time to tell it, to verbalize everything that you can think around. Okay, let's proceed. So, what country are we in? Before we proceed, I want you to fasten your seatbelt. From another country, I know that you're all grade 8, and grade 8 is, I think, an interesting grade. We study the different countries from Afro-Asian literature. Okay, we are going to Burma. Those flags that I have shown to you earlier are the series of flags of Burma. Okay, why is it that there's a lot of flags in that certain country? Okay, let's find out. So before I play the video, these are the guide questions. How Burma became, number one, how Burma became Myanmar and when? Again, how Burma became Myanmar and when? 2. To whom Burma was named after? 2. To whom Burma was named after? Number 3. What is the role of British occupation in Myanmar? What is the role of British occupation in Myanmar? And number 4. Who betrayed Burma during the World War II? Who betrayed Burma during the World War II? These are the questions that you have to focus, and let's find out on the video.
There is a country south of China that's home to some amazing architecture, a gold rock that defies gravity, and a holy python that can bless you. Yet, what is this country actually called? Well, some would say Burma, while others would say Myanmar. Officially, the country was called Burma and has since changed its name to Myanmar, but of course, as always, there's a lot more to it than that. But first, let's look at that original name of Burma. Just where did that come from? One idea is that it comes from the name of Brahma, Brahma being the creator god in Hinduism, and the name Burma in Burmese is Burma. The English name Burma, however, is thought to come from the Portuguese name for the country, Birmania. The name Burma too refers to the largest group of people in the land area, the Burma people. The actual country of Burma dates all the way back to the 11th century when King Anuwata united the state. Even though it was united as one nation, there were still political issues in the country. In the 1800s, the British saw Burma's instability and took over the country after 3 Anglo-Burmese wars. During World War II in 1942, however, Japanese troops invaded and occupied Burma. They were helped by the Japanese-trained Burma Independence Army, who were led by a young Burmese law student named Aung San. The Japanese promised Aung San and his army that if they helped win the war, they would give Burma their independence. Yet, when it became clear the Japanese would not stick to their word, Aung and his men switched sides and helped the British defeat the Japanese, eventually liberating Burma from Japanese control in 1945. While now liberated, Aung San and members of his interim government were assassinated by political opponents, eventually leading to true independence with foreign former minister Un Nu as the nation's first prime minister. This was but a brief look at the history of the country formerly known as Burma. While it gained independence in 1948, it wasn't until 1989 the country would be renamed Myanmar. So what happened in between? Well, by the 1960s, Un Nu's government was starting to anger the military. Throughout the 60s, 70s and 80s there were many military coups, with one coup in 1989 led by General Saw Ma that decided to change the country's English name to Myanmar, as the original name of Burma was felt to be a relic of British colonial past, and the name Myanmar was more inclusive to other ethnicities of the country, not just the aforementioned Burma people. So where does this name come from, however? The name Myanmar actually has the same etymological roots of its earlier name Burma, coming from the people. The name Myanmar in Burmese is Myanmar or Myanmar. The main difference between these names comes from the register in which they are used. Register in language means the degree or formality and the situation in which the language is being used. This has led to Myanmar being the more formal way to refer to the country and write the name, with Burma being the more colloquial name used in day-to-day talk. And it seems that this is the way the country is today, with both names being used interchangeably, even with Barack Obama referring to the country by both names in a speech during his 2012 visit to the country. Yet the Burma-Myanmar debate seems to only exist in the English language, as even in the national anthem the country is still referred to as Burma Pir, which means the country of Burma. A huge thank you to all my awesome patrons who helped.
Again, your teacher can pause the video to process everything. Okay, alright. So I bet that you have found something about the video, and let's clarify everything. Okay, I have here a timeline of pre-colonial era of Burma. Okay, and first we have the Anglo-Burmese War, which happened 1824 to 1826. Okay, British India colonization. Why British India? Because the British were able to colonize India at that time, and to the extent that the numbers of British in India and the population of the factories in India is overpopulated already. So they decided to colonize a neighboring country, which is Burma. That's why the people who colonized Burma is a combination of British and Indian. Okay, now you get the point. Then, the Second Anglo-Burmese War happened in 1852 for the reason that this British Indian discovered a thick oil and rubies in a specific place, and that is Mandalay city in Burma, which I think located at the middle of Burma. Teak is a kind of wood that is used for making boats at that time. And oil, of course, we all know the value of oil and rubies. Okay, one of the gemstone, one of the expensive, the material that can make an expensive jewelry, I think. And this is it. I will show you a crown. Do you know who wear this crown? Which country is this? Obviously, it is wear by the famous queen in the United Kingdom, which is Queen Elizabeth II. Okay, can you notice the red stone in the crown? So that is, I think, a ruby. Okay, knowing that the Burma itself is a bread and butter of the British people, that's why they were able to colonize this country. It is because this country is rich of its natural resources, just like Africa. If we can get 95% of diamonds in Africa, in the whole world, in Burma we can get at least a big percentage. I'm not certain about how much, but I'm for sure it's a big percentage of rubies that is coming from the Burma, producing it into the whole world. That's the reason why we can say that London or United Kingdom is still now a rich country. And then a third Anglo-Burmese War happened in 1885. Then we have heard the Japanese occupation in 1942 to 1945 during the World War II. Okay, what's the reason why British come back after Japan backed off? Well, on this reason, they don't have any intention to colonize Burma, but their intention is to stop the link between China and US, knowing that the China is the number one producer of the rubber to US. So, and Burma is one of the shortcut of the product transporting this rubber from China, crossing along Burma, going to other part of the world. And that's the reason why Japanese entered in this dramatic situation of British and Burma. They don't have any intention to colonize Burma. Japanese doesn't have any intention to colonize Burma. And that's it. They just wanted to stop the link. They just wanted to stop China and US having their business inside. Going back, okay, British come back after the Japan back off. And you know already what happened? Okay, and they received their independence from United Kingdom January 4, 1848, and they named it as Myanmar. Okay, the reason why, according to my research, that most Marman or Bama people would like to name the country as Myanmar, it is because they wanted to erase the bitter history of their past. And they just wanted to forget everything and start a new life. Okay, in 1948 to 1974, they do have their flags. They crafted their own flag. Okay, the white star symbolizes the purity of the people, and the blue is the sincerity and humility of the people in Burma, and the red symbolizes the courage of these people. And there is another proposal during 1974 to 2010. Okay, and that is the same meaning, but there is 14 stars that represents the different chapters of Burma or different cities in Burma, and there is a gear. This symbolizes the people that are working for Burma, and there is a plant inside, but that represents farmer. Okay, the farmer, or most of the people lives in Burma are farmer. Okay, there is a new proposal in 2006, but was not able to be approved. Okay, a star, a stripe, different from the two that is first presented. Okay, there is stripes of green, yellow, and red. Okay, so the green represents the natural resources of Burma that is rich in fauna and flora, and yellow represents the sincerity and the serene type of people in Burma. However, on the same, there is on red stripe, it represents the people that are strong enough to fight for their own country. And the star represents the purity of the people. And there you go. They settled on this. The same thing. Yellow stripes, green stripe, and red stripe, and a big star at the middle. Just the same meaning. That's a glimpse in the history of Burma, where we're able to realize how bitter, how hard the lives of the people inside this country during the colonization, and to the instance of they wanted to change the name to forget the bitter pasts. Okay, and that's it. I hope that your answers on your mind. Why is it changing from Burma to Myanmar? It is because of those reasons. Anyway, until right now, the United States call them as Burma. They call the names of the people as Burmese. However, the United Nations recognize the Myanmar. Okay, and the European people or European allies call them as Myanmar. Okay, so that's it. It's very different and I think it's very confusing. However, the new name is Myanmar according to the history. Okay, before we proceed, let's deal with the brainy words. And I know you are all trained with this to use the context clue. And when we say context clue, you are going to use other words from the sentence to know the meaning of the difficult words that you may encounter. Number one. I was amazed with the reflections of the golden spires during the day as the sunlights hit on it when I was in Thailand. A. Church. B. Temple. C. Cave. D. Monks. I was amazed with the reflections of the golden spires during the daytime as the sunlights hit on it when I was in Thailand. A. Church. B. Temple. C. Cave. D. Monks. Your teacher can pause the video to process the question. And the correct answer is letter B. Golden spires are the temple. 2. Every walls in Caloocan City is covered with a saffron tint paint, which is the identity of the one who governs. A. Blue. B. Orange. C. Yellow. D. Pink. Every walls in Caloocan City is covered with a saffron tint paint, which is the identity of the one who governs. A. Blue. B. Orange. C. Yellow. D. Pink. Alright, then number 3. The North Korean people were still covered by callousness and betrayal of the tyrant leaders. It pushed them to follow without any complaints. A. Love. B. Hard-hearted. C. Passion. D. Kindness. Number 3. The North Korean people were still covered by callousness and betrayal of the tyrant leaders. It pushed them to follow without any complaints. A. Love. B. Hard-hearted. C. Passion. D. Kindness. What's the answer? So the answer is letter B. Callousness is hard-hearted. Number 4. I was relaxed and rested when I see the stillness of the lakes. A. Noisy. B. Peaceful. C. Blustered. B. Bombarded. I was relaxed and rested when I see the stillness of the lakes. A. Noisy. B. Peaceful. C. Blustered. D. Bombarded. Stillness is letter B. Peaceful. Number 5. One of the players in Gilas Pilipinas has conquered the pressure in excellence despite of the fact that he is only novice in the team. A. Old. B. Beginner. C. Senior. D. Professional. 5. One of the players in Gilas Pilipinas has conquered the pressure in excellence despite of the fact that he is only novice in the team. A. Old. B. Beginner. C. Senior. D. Professional. And the answer is letter B. Beginner. Again, your teacher can pause the video to process how did we come up with the answer. Number 6. Hong Kong has been a center for finery since all of the expensive brands like Piaget, Gucci, Chanel, Hermes, Burberry, Harry Winston, Louis Vuitton, etc. clicked on it next to Dubai. A. Cars and trucks. B. Trains. C. Clothes and jewelry. D. Technology and appliances. Hong Kong has been a center of finery since all expensive brands like Gucci, Chanel, Hermes, Versace, Piaget, Bulgari, Harry Winston, and Louis Vuitton, etc. click on it next to Dubai. A. Cars and trucks. B. Trains. C. Clothes and jewelry. D. Technology and appliances. What's the answer? And the answer is letter C. Finery is all about clothes and jewelry. Number 7. Typhoon nowadays is getting fiercer, which brought us 1,000 of victims. A. Calm. B. Negative. C. Very violent. D. Morbid. Typhoon nowadays is getting fiercer, which brought us 1,000 of victims. A. Calm. B. Negative. C. Very violent. D. Morbid. And the answer is fiercer is very violent. Number 8. My dad gave me a new semi-straight trousers that complements on the color of my shoes. I really like the fitting on my legs. A. Slippers. B. Bag. C. Undershirt. D. Pants. My dad gave me a new semi-straight trousers that complements on the color of my shoes. I really like the fitting on my legs. A. Slippers. B. Bag. C. Undershirts. D. Pants. Trouser. Trouser means pants. Letter D. Number 9. The old lady has a natural sensitive temperament. When she have heard a bomb threat and panic right away. The old lady has a natural sensitive temperament. When she have heard a bomb threat and panic right away. A. Mood and response. B. Shout and chill. C. Fear. D. Love and wisdom. And the answer is letter A. Temperament is talking about mood and response. It's all about the mood and response of a people. Last, number 10. We are about to be done with dealing with the brainy words. Number 10. Every athlete's psyche is to win, however, it depends on how he prepared themselves before the battle. A. Partner. B. Spy. C. Mindset. And D. Counterpart. Every athlete's psyche is to win. However, it depends on how he prepared themselves before the battle. A. Partner. B. Spy. C. Mindset. D. Counterpart. I hope that you'd learn a lot from this contextual exercise. Okay, before we proceed to reading, there's another one, a reading trailer. Alright guys, this is a reading trailer. I want you to read the passage. Are you ready now? 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. Now, reading these things, what do you think happened in the story? What's the situation? Using the word in the land overwhelmed by evilness and greed. Now, if you heard these words, what can you conclude? What is happening over? Can you guess? Okay, very good. Reading trailer number 2. I want you to read again, aloud. One, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Read it again. 1, 2, 3, go. Alright. Now, chats and 50 pias. 10 chats, not cats. The way they pronounce the cats is chats. It's not cats. It should be chats. It should be pronounced as chats. Now, okay. Now imagining that a person wanted to buy one slipper. Can you imagine what kind of person is he? What's the reason behind why he is only buying one pair, one part of a pair? It's only a slipper, not a pair of slipper. What's the matter? What's wrong with him? What's wrong to the buyer? Now, if you are a vendor, are you going to allow a person buying only one slipper? Can you? Well, it really depends. Now, if he is going to buy both, I mean the pairs, how much is it? Okay, 21, because 10 chats, 10.5 chats, okay, plus another 10.5 chats is 21 chats. Okay, so that's it. Now, can you tell me what happened to a person why he's only buying one slipper? Alright, very good. This time you are going to be grouped into 5 groups. Okay, the group 1 to 3, 1, 2, and 3 will be reading the prayers for Burma, and the group 5 and 4 will be reading the country's good son. Okay, you are given 5 minutes to read silently. Okay, we have to practice silent reading. When we say silent reading, you are to read just by your eyes. So focus. Okay, so 5 minutes for reading and 5 minutes for answering. Enjoy reading the questions given to you. Now, if you do have your question, you just simply ask your teacher. expected to have your sharing after you answer the questions. Okay, you may select from the groups who will be your speaker or your reporter. So let's capture a big ideas from the lesson. Now these big ideas are just simple as what have you learned from the topic you read, from our discussion, what ideas did you created, what ideas have you realized after knowing everything about the Burma, the story and the lives of the people in Burma, especially their temperament and their psyche. Now, when we say psyche, it's their mindset. What kind of mindset does this Burmese people have, and what kind of temperament does the Marman or Burmese people have during the problems? Can you tell us? Can you tell it to the class? All right. So, another problem, I want you to answer this in 1/4 sheet of paper. Now, Manang Tani is announcing that there will be the upcoming typhoon that will hit on the Philippines. It is the news. Now, this first boy, when he heard the news about the typhoon that is upcoming, and he knows that it is strong, he thinks what he will be doing. Then another kid, the boy too, ignored the news and he just kept on playing his favorite game, online game, a Mobile Legend. Now then, this happened. And this happened. Okay, let's grind it out. Number one, what particular psyche of being a Filipino shows in the situation? Write it in 1/4 sheet of paper. Number two, what temperament does the boy one has? Number three, who do you think will survive? Again, writing, you just answer it in 1/4 sheet of paper or anywhere which your teacher will allow you to write your answer. Number one, what particular psyche of Filipino people, of being a Filipino, rather, shows in the situation? Number two, what temperament does the boy one has? Number three, who do you think will survive and why? And we're done. So this is Mr. Arnel Fuentes again, your English teacher for today. Please do not forget to hit like and subscribe on my channel for more knowledge about English. Bye-bye.